Well, this is going to be a ball in Baltimore. Mike Fisher getting ready for Dallas Cowboys at Baltimore Ravens. And that's a headline guy. Now, is he going to be a headline player? I think he's got 4 catches for 28 yards or something in his couple of games with Baltimore. So on paper, you would not say that Dez Bryant, our old friend here, is going to be the featured guy in this game, the star of the game. But the Cowboys have problems in the secondary. Sources telling me on Monday morning, as the Cowboys ready to leave DFW to head to Baltimore, that they have not one but 2 issues in the secondary, injury issues. Donovan Wilson, the hitman safety, who the coaching staff finally let participate after going through about a half a dozen other guys, trying them out next to Xavier Woods. That job has now been grabbed by Donovan Wilson. And if you remember the win at Minnesota, he was key to it. He's knocking the ball loose. He's flying around, intimidating. I don't know that Donovan Wilson runs well enough to be a great cover safety. I don't know that he's going to be much more than kind of a hitman strong safety, but better than everybody else they've tried there, substantially. Donovan Wilson has an injury issue that is nagging, and he wants to play and will try to play, but a source tells me that the Cowboys staff is a little concerned about the availability of Donovan Wilson to go against Baltimore. Then we've got Anthony Brown, the veteran cornerback, and a source tells me that there's concern there. His ribs, the way I'm understanding it, he might have 2 rib injuries. He might have injured some ribs early in the year, then they got better, and then something else popped up. I don't know if it's on the same side or the same ribs or whatever, but it's almost like 2 injuries that he's trying to fight through, and he is indeed trying. While Wilson did practice most of the week, the way we understand it, I'm not sure Anthony Brown was able to do all the things that he wanted to do in practice. So he'll go to Baltimore and he'll try to play. But, and this takes us back to Dez Bryant a little bit. DeMarcus Ware a couple days ago said, yeah, I love Dez, can't wait to see Dez, but we're going to get out on the grass and it's going to be no mercy. And, tank's tank. The problem is Tank Lawrence is never going to hit Dez Bryant. I mean, that's highly unlikely that Tank Lawrence is going to bump into Dez Bryant. So Tank can go punish somebody. Maybe he'll punish Lamar Jackson, who's coming off the COVID list, we understand, and will be the starting quarterback for Baltimore, as far as we know. Tank's job will be to punish the reigning MVP, Lamar Jackson. It will not be to chase Dez Bryant down the field on a 15-yard out. But somebody's going to have to chase him. Donovan Wilson would help. Is he going to be available? Anthony Brown would help a lot. Is it going to be available? In the case of Donovan Wilson, again, as you know, Texas A&M product, low draft pick, and they finally just allowed him to do on the field what players have been saying he does this all the time in practice. He knocks you around in practice. He's physical. He's got a presence in practice. Good. He gets to bring it to the field, and he's going to be involved in the future of the Dallas Cowboys as a safety. If they find somebody who's better and he ends up being the 3rd safety or whatever, fine. But he's involved. Anthony Brown, note the situation at cornerback where Diggs, the rookie, is hurt. The Cowboys say, we'd like to bring him back as soon as possible. Maybe not. If you're not in contention, don't push him to come back with his foot. If the Week 17 against the Giants is basically a win and you're in playoff kind of situation, and it could be, I wouldn't bet on it, but it could be, then fine. Push everybody to play. If it's not, if it's just an exhibition game and you actually benefit draft pick-wise by losing, don't push anybody to play. That's going to be the Ben DiNucci sweepstakes game. They should play Ben DiNucci at every position. They should have Ben DiNucci play quarterback and then kneel down 40 times and then get out of there and take the loss and move up in the NFL draft tankathon standings and enjoy the backwards victory. But Anthony Brown, like Donovan Wilson, has a future here. Cheeto's in the last year of his contract. Jordan Lewis is in the last year of his contract. Don't know what their future holds for sure. I think we can agree that they have not had standout seasons where the Cowboys are like, we got to bring them back. Remember, this team didn't even want to spend the money to bring Byron Jones back. And Byron Jones was outstanding. So they're not going to spend a lot of money. If Cheeto's back, it won't be because he got rich here. And if Jordan, and I like them both very much, but if Jordan comes back here, it's not going to be because he earned some gigantic payday. But Anthony Brown last offseason did sign a long-term contract. So they do have faith in the future of Anthony Brown. So again, they could draft another cornerback, and the next thing you know, Anthony Brown is the third corner here. But right now, Anthony Brown is a key guy. He's a first-team guy. And may or may not be able to go, or even if he goes, may or may not be right against Baltimore. Donovan Wilson, key guy, may or may not go, may or may not be right. Luckily, in a way for the Cowboys, it's not like Baltimore's passing game is how they win. But they do win with Lamar Jackson running, and that's a Donovan Wilson department situation. I think it'd be fun. Obviously, you want the Cowboys to win. I think you do, because I think you want to stay competitive as long as you be competitive. And only when you're mathematically out should you then go ahead and go with the organic tank. Assuming you want to win, then you want Donovan Wilson to play and play well. You want Anthony Brown to play and play well. But if you're a Cowboy fan of a certain sort, don't you want Dez Bryant to play well too? My man, Sean Sharif, I co-hosted on Monday. We'll do the same thing, by the way, on Tuesday on 105.3 The Fan. Makes the point that the special thing about Dez is he loved being a Cowboy. He wanted to be a Cowboy so bad. He wanted to be a Cowboy all his life. And then, as I make the point, and then as he forged his way along through literal poverty to the point where, you know, he wanted to play football when he was a little boy but couldn't afford the equipment. He walks by a shed at a recreation department and sees a pair of shoulder pads in the shed, and he steals them. And look, I'm a football player now. I have shoulder pads. And the next thing, of course, he became, you know, one of the best that ever was as a little kid, one of the best that ever was in high school, a star in college, and then obviously a Pro Bowl player in the NFL. At 32, he's not all of those things yet, or again, but you have to admire the path that he's forged. You have to admire the mountain that he's climbed. And because he's as much of a Cowboy as you are, even though he plays for the Ravens. He's as much of a bleed silver and blue as you are, even though he plays for the Ravens. So in that sense, do you root for Dez Bryant a little bit in this game? You root for Anthony Brown to be healthy and play well. You root for Donovan Wilson to be healthy and play well. And then I think maybe you root for Dez Bryant to be healthy, which he is, and play well also. I do wonder, and I'd like to see your remarks in the comments below. Also, thank you so much for subscribing. Like in a heartbeat, I think we're at 12,000 subscribers. And I really appreciate you subscribing and then spreading the word, as so many of you have. I'd love to see your comments on this. Do you want the Cowboys to win? Do you want the Cowboys to lose? Is there a way to have the Cowboys play valiantly and lose and have it be okay? Is there a way to have the Cowboys win, but Dez has a good game, so you're happy with all of it? Do you want the Cowboys to crush Dez Bryant? You want DeMarcus Lawrence to really go back and hit Dez Bryant and put him in the grass, and so he doesn't do you any damage? Because after all, he plays for the bad guys now. Or in some way, is Dez Bryant always going to be to you in Cowboy Nation a good guy? So let me know in your comments below. Obviously, we will have the Cowboys covered like a blanket. We've got a correspondent in Baltimore. He'll be at the game. We'll get that done at cowboyssi.com. We'll get that done on 105.3 The Fan as well. Again, on Tuesday morning, I'll be on The Fan all morning from 5:30 a.m. to 10. And we'll be on the post-game show probably at midnight or something as well with Brian Broaddus and Ari. And then on Monday, if you're listening to 105.3 The Fan, I'll be on with at 3:20 with G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan, which is the Cowboy station. Again, thank you for subscribing. I do invite your comments below, and I'm fascinated by this game and these dynamics. Donovan Wilson's health, Anthony Brown's health, rooting for Dez to do just as much but not beat you, or rooting, as you may have on Sunday, saying, good, the Giants won, darn, the Jets lost, darn, Jacksonville lost, darn, Cincinnati lost, because you have a big picture vision of where you want your Cowboys to go. And that isn't so much the playoffs as it is something that happens in April in Frisco. Fish out.